What's up, guys? Matthew, get ready to watch Season 6, Episode 20, the penultimate episode of The Sopranos. Oh my god, these last couple episodes, the entire season, you guys know, it's been incredible. I feel like it's building up to a perfect crescendo. Again, it's one of those things like, I've spoken about it on the channel before. I know that The Sopranos final episode is controversial in some manner. I don't see like I might have told this on the channel before. I don't know. But like right when I started The Sopranos, right when I started my channel, I had a couple people, a couple adults, a couple like 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, tell me, "Oh man, you're gonna hate the ending of The Sopranos. You're gonna absolutely hate it." And I'm just sitting there like, I really don't think that I am. I can't even fathom. I cannot fathom disliking the ending. Okay, with how good this season is, no matter how controversial it is, what could the controversy be? Like, is it, you know what I mean? It can't be just something like Tony dying, because to me, Tony dying feels like it's been beaten into my head 23 times, whether it's just like the thematical story beat of the show, or just symbolism. Like, you know what I mean? So it's got to be something even crazier than that, but I don't know. Specifically, last episode we had an excellent AJ episode. It really, again, I've gone on many rants on this channel about how I like AJ. Again, he's not like a top 5 character, may not even be a top 10 character, but I think he's very important to the point of the show. I think he's an integral part of the story that they're trying to tell, if that makes any sense. So, starting, 6B, I was a little surprised by how much AJ there was, but, I sat back for a minute and went, oh, this makes sense. It connects with Tony very much. And, I talk like for 30 minutes after the end of each episode. I've gone on to, the details about it, but I really enjoyed it. And again, specifically, I almost bawled my eyes out last episode too. So the show's hit me emotionally. I've got 2 episodes left, 2 more hours essentially. Oh my god, man. I've yapped for long enough. You guys know me. I'm going to talk a lot at the end. But I'm ready to get into it. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon, obviously, by now. If you want to see my reaction to the finale, it's already on Patreon. And your guys' favorite movie, The Many Saints of Newark, is also on there. So please check it out. And I know you guys were really hyped for it. It's $10 a month, obviously. Like I said last week, it's gotten to the point where it's almost redundant for me to plug the Patreon, because let me tell you what, if you guys are even thinking about dropping $10 to see my reaction to something that's going to come out in 4 days, or 3 or 4 days, I would personally call you stupid, but I don't know. But the most important thing, if you do enjoy my reaction, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. Again, it really does help me out. Let's get into Season 6, Episode 20. Oh, what are we doing, man? Come on, you gotta save that for the next episode. I don't care who it is.
I talked to some of the guys about your misgivings.
Yeah?
Oh no! Watch out, Silvio might get mauled here. Don't botch this, dude. I mean, this is, dare I say, this is Paulie and Chris level of incompetence.
Carmine always said the Sopranos are nothing more than a glorified crew. Plain and simple. We decapitate and we do business with whatever's left.
I mean, we saw in the beginning of the season, they are nothing without Tony.
This thing should have been done during John's
And
era.
even then, Tony is
Not redundant.
super duper incompetent, in my opinion.
We take them out, absorb the whole fucking thing.
Take out an entire fucking family?
Let me tell you a couple of 3 things.
What?
Forget Coco. Forget Fat Dom, who goes over to Jersey and never comes back. Forget my brother Billy.
Phil, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Anthony Soprano has no respect for this thing. He's never been in the can. Not really. He's a guy who stepped over his own uncle to grab the big seat. His father's brother.
Please, huh?
I'm embarrassed. I let him...
Please.
And I took his fat fucking hand in friendship.
Philly, you had a heart attack.
Listen to me. They make anybody and everybody over there. And the way that they do it, it's all fucked up. Guys don't get their finger...
I would not be surprised if... Like, I see no world in which Tony's crew wins. Either both or
And the veto
destroyed,
thing.
or Phil comes out on
The
top.
man harbors a faggot.
Oh, the worst sin.
The way she played basketball yesterday. I almost got my first heart on in like a month.
Jesus, what's the meaning of quiet time around here?
Why did you say that so loud, dude? That was not Rizzy either. Go make a move, AJ. This is I made reference to this a lot. You know, you think of like Breaking Bad with the, Walt Jr. breakfast scenes and how they're in every goddamn episode. Season 6 is this. Harris and Tony in Satrials.
How's the anti-terror going?
It's the same conversation every time. I love it.
Here's you the truth. They're in Jordan, right? Getting their balls zapped? Well, you're not gonna tell me?
I'm not really sure. For all we know, they may be harmless pistachio salesmen. And don't get so bent out of shape. You're a big boy, Tony. You know, World War II, your outfit protected the Brooklyn Navy Yard. I think Roosevelt told Vito Genovese where Hitler was holding.
Tony! Tony, hold up.
Damn, he eating it on the way?
Look, I appreciate what you did, giving us those names. In fact, I've been sitting here thinking, remember that thing I told you about that was supposed to happen about a year ago? Your problem with Brooklyn? It's on again, possibly. You. Maybe people close to you. If it was real solid, you would have been warned officially by the Newark office. But my colleague in Brooklyn, the one with the collaborator, snitches implying the wheels have already been set in motion.
I'm being honest. If I'm Harris, I'm not standing near this guy if that's the case. I'm about to get driven by any second. What the hell? I don't care how stressed or how busy you are. Fat man ain't throwing away a sandwich like that. I can promise you that.
I had some shit I was taking care of.
That was on the side business?
What happened? I didn't want to overload you with AJ in the hospital. I don't want to hear that. Go. Bert let me know the other night. He's been playing both sides of the fence with New York. Bert? Measures were taken.
Bert? Yes! You run this terribly! Every single person here has a reason to slip over. You know who's next. Mr. P-Man, Mr. Paulie.
I thought you'd be a part of it.
He even gets a sniff of a chance to snitch or switch sides.
My hope is maybe now Phil gets the message. You know, we can talk this shit through. Talk?
Uh-oh. Big guns Bobby over here.
We gotta hit first. And this all dovetails with other information I got that this cocksucker already has a target on my back. It's a big move.
When he stuck you with the tab for Vito Jr., I said let it go. Obviously, truth.
I don't know if I want one of these guys to turn on Tony and stab him in the back and just take the spot for himself. This orchestra and the music? These guys are smiling too much. Y'all, all three about to get popped. Ooh. What? Who said that? That was weird.
3 pops. Within a tight time frame, 24 hours.
3 pops? Did I just call it?
Top 3 guys.
Paulie got the area?
No, management. Tony Soprano.
That's Paul. I got this all wrong.
Think Bobby Buckley-Airy.
First of all, I want Bobby to somehow make it up on top. But I got it all wrong. I've been begging for Paulie's death this whole time. He's the definition of him and Junior are the 2 cockroaches of the show. They wouldn't dare die on my watch.
You want instant or the real thing? I have half and half.
I can't find my belt.
Huh? It must be up there somewhere.
Jesus, Carmela. I mean, I get it, but if I wanted to hang myself, I can hang myself. Now, me, I'd have to get like industrial rope. But if I was AJ's size, I could probably hang myself with like a t-shirt somehow. Oh my God, get these 3 at the same room. You're making it easier. It's like you can't have all the top presidential people in the same room. You gotta keep one designated survivor. You need to do this for this crew.
It's fascination with criminals.
Rescue fantasy. They think they can fix them.
Well, I'm worried for Cecily, so I Googled any new stuff on sociopathic personalities. Apparently, The talking cure actually helps them become
Oh
better
my
criminals.
god!
It was fascinating. This, the study...
Oh, don't look, don't look.
Examine.
Studies turn around every few years.
This other, I think it was Robert Hare, suggested that sociopaths actually...
Are you gonna drop? Let me tell you what. Honestly, I would be a little scared if Melfi were to drop him. Just
From residency.
Me too, and I...
what Tony's doing recently, he might just kill her.
I had a guy at the state asylum.
I mean, this is classic defending your actions. She knows she's in the wrong. She's just trying to justify him.
Did you put her up to this? She just happened to mention this study?
Who, me?
Everything okay down there?
I don't know.
It's a study. Food for thought.
She's blowing us off.
You just can't resist rubbing my face in it.
Oh my god!
I only suggested you reevaluate your work with Leadbelly or be prepared to deal with moral and possibly legal consequences.
Leadbelly?
Jesus Christ, Elliot.
There is a female opera singer and gangster. Da 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 da.
Elliot!
Soprano. Tony Soprano?
I feel like this is Elliot. He's been trying for so long to open her eyes that he's trying to force her hand. Soul survivor over here. Cockroach himself. He gonna snivel his way into something. He's a rat. He's gonna find a piece of cheese on the other side. I promise you that.
Calls been made to the Zips. They're coming over from Naples. You contact the guy to contact the guys.
Fills out his gomadas every Friday night.
Do you know about this?
What?
What kind of question is that?
Watch your fat fucking mouth.
He will eat you alive.
I lived through the 70s by the skin of my nuts when the Colombos were going at it. There ain't a bigger cocksucker than Phil Leotardo. I just want to make sure somebody knows there could be a line of Cazzarellis a mile long.
Duly noted. So there's no problem then.
Respect that. I respect that. Now, will she make a breakthrough with herself? Oh my god! You gotta keep up with these studies, Melv. You're behind. Oh, but at the same time, again, I understand that, but also I can see how... Well, it's with anything. You know what I mean? Therapy can help a criminal. Therapy cannot help a criminal. Therapy can help a psycho. You know what I mean? It depends on the person, but that's some pretty damning evidence.
It's all yours.
How far are we past in this? What? That's the microcosm of that. It's just the magnum opus, the finale.
I'm asking because, Meadow, well, I told you she's taking pre-med classes. Well, she's not going to be a doctor. She told us.
Depends.
She's still young.
It's a nice thing to be.
But I don't know. She's dating some mobster kid.
Bothers you?
Her mother, too. Much more than me. I mean, all that worry. Which private school, and Columbia University, and this and that. And in the end, she'll get married, squeeze out some kids. After,
Well,
what, a couple years in the workforce?
I'm still working.
Yeah, but you're divorced. Criminal law, that's what she's taking up. And I told Carmela, it's not the end of the world. She's interested.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, abused people sort of are attracted to abusers when they grow up. That sort of weird psychological thing. But I just find it so hypocritical to grow up in a mob family and then study criminal law. You know what I mean?
Your parents must have been very proud.
I think so.
Look at all the people like me you've helped. With all the human suffering in this world, you've done something important.
Oh, no, that is the... Oh.
Like those people who are trying to help my son.
Again, Melfi sits through and does all that reading and the studies and is guilted outside of work. And then he just charms, or he's a, you know what I mean? He gets you on your side. on his side.
Although maybe, you know what? Forget his hurts. Maybe I should have just...
Put your shoe up his ass?
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd you know that? You said it 300 times.
Anyway, Carmela.
Molly coddled him.
My old man...
Are you a
would've known-
shining example for the huge collection of wingtips and loafers that must be lodged up?
Oh my God.
Is it because I said that about being divorced?
You were saying?
He's my only son.
He's young.
He's like a soundboard.
Pull out of this.
But I've been depressed for years. What if he don't pull out?
So the boy who never cared about anything now cares about too much.
Yeah, I guess.
Never gonna be happy.
Like all females, ultimately, somehow disappoints.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
What's with the tone? You sound like you're glad I'm taking it on the chin.
Maybe you're projecting hostile feelings.
That tone.
The instant replay, you'd see it in 2 seconds.
Well, we don't have instant replay.
I know that. Jesus Christ, you sound like my fucking wife.
There it is again.
You know what I mean.
The Departures magazine out there. Did you give any thought at all to someone else who might want to read it before you tore out the entire page?
What?
It's not the first time you've defaced my reading materials.
You saw that, huh? People tear shit out of your magazines all the time. They're a mess. But try to read them.
I don't think I can help you.
Well, change them. Bring in some new shit.
I mean therapeutically.
Man, Melfi's the...
I've only missed 3 appointments since we had that heart-to-heart.
The new big thing these days is called psychodynamic therapy, combined with anafranil.
Who?
A medication. There's a doctor in Bloomfield you could see.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, I did not say that. You're being broken up with.
I defaced your Departures magazine?
I'm giving you my considered medical opinion.
Okay. I should have asked you for the steak recipe.
Come on, if I fucking try to drum your way back in.
And missing sessions, unfortunately, is part of my condition.
What do you know about your condition? You miss appointments because you don't give a shit about commitments, about what I do, about the body of work that's gone into building up this sign.
Let me tell you what, I haven't said this for a while, and that's not like a disrespect to the show, but this is one of the best therapy scenes of the show.
If the shoe fits.
If the boot fits.
It's been 7 years.
Do you want some names?
Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to like it, but we can say anything in
Go
here, right?
ahead.
I'm chalking this all up. The female...
I was gonna say, he's gonna say some shit like she's on her period or something like that.
You're telling me, after all this time, after everything we've shared in here,
it's done.
You're cutting me loose just as my son got out of the hospital for trying to kill himself?
Try to guilt. You gotta drop. It's like drugs. It's an addiction.
I don't want to waste your time.
You know, I gotta be fucking honest. As a doctor, I think what you're doing is immoral.
Oh. Shiver me timbers. Take the whole magazine. Oh man, is that the last shot I get of her? Yeah, I mean, Phil has to have people watching him, right? If I'm in the mob, if I'm a top dog in the mob, I'm always having someone watch my house. No questions. Oh, this guy's getting popped right through the window.
Now package, DHL Express for Mr. Philip.
Am I gonna see the devil get his horns ripped off? Okay. I was gonna say, is this just an excuse to shoot? Or...
I
was gonna say, I just put a bomb in there. Was it the wrong person the whole time, or did Phil slip in the back? I wasn't paying attention.
Ucraino. Io so parlavo l'Ucraina, lo saccio perché cugina mi sta a casare con un guaglione loca.
What do you mean, whatever? And if it doesn't sound right, don't accept it.
Once, maybe. Why?
Could you talk to her in Ukrainian?
Ukrainian?
I gotta go.
You bouncing? I love these phone calls so much.
It's done.
Oh, brother, who? I would not be surprised. Yo, are we getting a double Bobby Silvio pop right now? Off the high of a win? A win?
Med was in here with Patrick Parisi.
Yeah.
We are very happy.
Oh my god, they look tortured.
She's quitting pre-med.
Yes, thank God. We are so...
Oh, I love the fakeness displayed through this episode. I love it.
I don't know one doctor who is advising his children to go into medicine. Between the,
Every single conversation these hypocrites got to make themselves look in control.
It though, Med. Always intellectually curious, even as a tyke.
But does compassion come naturally to her? Patience? I'm not so sure.
What are you talking about?
So...
Insult her to make her look better?
Oh.
Oh.
Constitutional law.
Oh.
Hmm.
So Med and Patrick Parisi? Little awkward, though, maybe. Patsy still works for Tony? He's an underling?
Yeah, Cupid's dart lands.
Just against the mafia code.
There's the word upstairs. The Grey Goose is gone.
Good.
Hey, what does this look like? Look.
Oh, that might be one of the best shots in the whole show right there.
Don't cry. Good little girls don't cry. Babies
Been a while. You guys know me. I'm scared this is the send-off. For every character that pops up, I'm scared. It could be their final episode. You guys know how much I love me Janice.
Uncle June's finally out of money. They think that maybe there's some scrolled around, but he can't remember. It's a fucking sin, isn't it? Plus, with the larynx, he thinks Mario's from outer space. So. The upshot is he can't pay for living at Wyckoff Psychiatric anymore, and they're gonna move him to a state facility.
Jesus.
But Jesus, those fucking places are snake pits.
Then I'll make some new friends.
I understand.
You gonna bail them out?
We don't have that kind of money. We contribute. Bobby feels, you know.
Oh my god. Some things just don't ever change.
Coming to me. And as for your husband, Janice, exile on Main Street.
Don't say that.
You trust the guy, you bring him along. And for what? They feel sorry for Junior?
Oh, brother.
Bullshit.
Throw something. Throw something. Oh, yo, has Sylvia's ties been getting spiffier and spiffier? Or have I just never noticed them before?
Well, he said he wants it known. It's on him. He takes full responsibility. But that he didn't do nothing. Shit. Yeah. Nobody.
We can't leave our house.
Where the fuck Phil is. 4 or 5 days now.
So we never really had a shot at him. But the house in Florida.
I had beans since somebody passed. House is all shuttered up.
He put everything in place. His moves on us. He goes into hiding, waits it out.
Go on the ground.
Is that not goat move right there?
Who knows what the fuck he's got?
You know he's got moves out there. Get goddamn 10 security guards on my house now.
Collections, all that shit. You tell everybody.
Got it.
In the meantime, we keep trying. Get a 20 on Phil.
Oh, Sil, you're done, man. Oh, Bobby, you're done. Oh. That is a heartbreaker. The lobster. Oh, not in front of his one true love. Not in front of the kids.
You never see a blue comet in that condition.
Oh, brother, that's the name of the episode.
train still ran New York to AC, Atlantic City would be a much different place today.
This is on. He goes here so often. This is the planned spot.
$8,000 the whole set, huh? Well, there's
Oh, not the door. I hate. Oh man. Oh, what a shot. That might be one of my favorite shots of the whole show. Oh, you're gonna go.
Your son will like this too. Looks fast.
Let's see the gun in the reflection.
You don't care.
Oh my god! I'm in love. Poor man. God, yo, how many? He's a demon! What, yo? Train goes. That train has passed. Let me tell you what. I gotta give respect to my man Bobster. It took like 20 bullets to take that big man down. I'll talk about that at the end. That was phenomenal. Maybe a top 10 scene in the show for me.
Put it back.
Again, I have
give 'em to
50
me.
top 10 scenes.
Come on.
Oh, Sil, man. Oh, Sil. Oh my god. Not the music. They're about to get run off the road.
That's them there.
My god, it's like jousting. Get, move. Oh, Sil. Come on. Ah, he's still good. Just but a scratch. Oh, Patsy, I don't blame you, my man. Do not blame you.
Get the hell out of here!
Okay, well, it looked a little better up close. Oh, Tony. Is someone calling a popo? You're good, Pats. Pats, you're good. Pat, stop running, you're good. Pack him up! Let's get out of here!
Wait here.
Oh my god. Nah, they wouldn't do that. They would not do that.
Bobby's dead. He's shot. Sil's in the hospital.
Okay, Sil's...
What happened?
Could be several things.
Could be several things. Get your fucking bags packed.
Here, what are you talking about?
Just temporarily till we get the situation under control.
What does that mean?
Calm, help me out here. Don't argue.
You mean that they're after you?
Yes, so stop arguing!
I'll be somewhere else.
Oh my god!
Now look, families don't get touched. You know that. I just want to know every night that you're not sitting here out in the open.
Where should I go? Where are you gonna go?
The house you just bought, the estate sale. Go there.
Jesus.
All right, then a hotel then. It doesn't fucking matter. We gotta get moving, and like I said, it's just a precaution.
What about your sister?
Well, she's gotta know by now. We'll stop over there.
She's gotta know by now. She's deal with it on her own.
Bill,
We'll make some calls.
maybe I should go on ahead of you over to Jan's.
Calm.
Netta was basically living at Patrick's, thank God. AJ, how are we gonna get him to go along? He won't leave his room, let alone the house.
He's gonna leave the house.
I love these quick cuts.
Uncle Bobby's dead.
What?
He's dead. He got shot.
What do you mean he got shot?
End of story. Next point.
Time to go into a debate about any of this, okay? And it's important that we all leave for a little while until things settle down.
What? Holy fuck.
It's just a precaution.
He's gotten to the point. He's gotten to the age. He knows.
I'm gonna be dependent on you to help out.
No, don't say
Well,
that.
help out how?
Just do what she asks. You know, chores, tasks, whatever. And don't add to the problem.
What do you mean? All right, what the fuck did I do?
Don't break her balls, all right? Huh?
I'm scared that this is their final scene together. You know what I mean? Like,
Help her with Aunt Janice. Whatever.
Aunt Janice gonna need some help.
He was a good guy.
I was already having so much trouble maintaining.
Don't blow up, please. Give him a hug.
Pack a bag. Now! And you won't need no sandals or fucking resort wear. I'll be waiting downstairs.
That's the nail in the coffin for me. What does that represent? Is it rot? What is it? Just the growing fear, like the instability? Oh, families in the castle.
My
Stop locking your door. You're safe.
Hospital, they wouldn't give no info on Sil.
Ged's brother finally phoned back. Doctors don't think he'll recover consciousness.
You soldier. What? Tony, I'm gonna be really honest with you. This should be... this should be the last person that you are alone with. This man may already be making moves to stab in the back.
You too.
Where the fuck I gotta be?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay.
Wow. So touching. Is that... Whoa. Hold up. Was that a Silvio cardboard cutout, or am I going crazy?
You probably don't even hear it when it happens, right?
There's your friend in there, on the wall.
You ain't sleeping tonight. Oh my god. Now that was a top 10 episode of the show. That, and again, I've already been, these last couple episodes, I've just been like thinking in my mind, like top 10 that, top 10 character or whatever, you know, because I'm going to have hopefully a great discussion after the next episode. But wow. That was really good. I want to start off with my favorite scene of that episode. And again, favorite as in I didn't really like to see it. But that Bobby scene was fantastic. I'm gonna be as vague as possible when I say this, but very reminiscent of another iconic death that happens in a store for me in another HBO show. And that death, if you guys know which one I'm talking about, is in my top 3 deaths in the history of fiction. So I'm not gonna go top 3 level for Bobby or anything like that, but the cinematography of that scene was in particular amazing. You guys know I've loved the cinematography of The Sopranos, but I've never said like for me it's never been on like Fargo or Better Call Saul or Mr. Robot level. Like that's not disrespect. I just named 3 of the greatest pieces of cinematography in modern cinema, if you ask me. But everything, not only just about this episode, but specifically the whole train part was, oh my god, that was so amazing. And then to essentially be back to back with Sil, oh my god. Yo, Phil, he's a menace. And yeah, I don't know, like, is Tony gonna bend the knee? Not bend the knee as in like, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Cause I know that Phil is so petty, and I know that Phil will never stop. You know what I mean? But at a certain point, like it's almost like, I don't know, like keeping a prisoner. You know what I mean? Just so he can feel, just so he knows that I beat him. If that makes any sense. But even stop. I don't know if Phil would do that because Phil's been in that position before. And again, we know Phil. He was constantly my brother. I'll get him back. So Tony, he would have to know that Tony would feel the same way. But I don't know. I gotta be honest, man. I would not be surprised at all if, guys, Paulie is the ultimate snake. He's the ultimate scumbag. I would not be surprised whatsoever if this man makes a deal, swindles himself into the good graces of the Philster, in return for whacking Tony. I would not be surprised at all, and I would, quite honestly, I'd love that. Again, I'm always gonna go back to this. You guys, for the last like 2 seasons, you guys, I said the exact same thing. I love Paulie. He's probably gonna make my top 10 characters, probably. But that being said, there's no other character in this show that I've just wanted to die so much. With like so much passion in the fiber of my being, okay? I want to see him die. But he's a cockroach. He's a snake. He's a rat. Okay? I don't think he's going out. You know what I mean? Again, Tony is dying next episode. I promise you that. I absolutely promise you that. So, you know, in my opinion, I don't think from a... Again, I wouldn't hate it if this is the case or anything like that. I'm not calling this bad writing or anything close to that. But I don't feel like they would wipe out literally every, like, named member of the crew. Like, who do we got left? We got, other than those random bumpkins, whom, I don't care. I mean, what, Benny's still probably popping around somewhere. But, I mean, the only three major people in the crew as of right now for me is Tony, Paulie, and Patsy. And, you know, Patsy is barely even considered main. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Patsy is like, again, I guess I'll talk about Sylvia too a little bit, but Patsy's always like, he's a main character in the sense of he's always in every episode, but he's never gotten an ounce of focus at all. You know what I mean? He's gotten like maybe 15 minutes of actual anything on the screen. So I don't think that really counts as like a major surviving member, if that makes any sense. But after watching that episode, I only have two certainties of next episode: that Tony's not making it out, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it's a guarantee that Paulie is. You know, he's just, oh my god, I should have seen it. I should have known that the cockroach would stay alive. Going to, since I started with Bobby's death, you know, I'll talk about him a little bit. You know, I've liked Bobby throughout the show. Again, he might slip into my top 10 as well. I'm not going to sit down and do it until after next episode. But in a show, I don't want to say, like, the show's obviously, it's one of the funniest shows of all time, even with how dark it is. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying, like, he's, like, levity or, like, comic relief or anything like that. But in terms of the personality, you know what I mean? It feels like everyone's so dark and gloomy and depressing. And it felt like Bobby was, like, you know what I mean? The high point of it. You know what I mean? Playing with trains and stuff like that. Almost like the last shred of innocence. Not innocence, because obviously he's not innocent, but like, I don't even know how to describe it. The last shred of light in this crew, if that makes any sense. So the minute he goes, it feels like that's the domino. Everything else just crumbles. That's the vibe I got from it. And I cannot get over the cinematography of that scene. That was so phenomenal, dude. That was so good, man. And then moving to Silvio, and I will be honest, again, this is not like a complaint or anything like that, but I can safely say, I got Melfi to talk about too. This was a top 10 episode. I guarantee, like, that's making my top 10 list. That was incredible. That's not recency bias talking. That was an incredible episode. But I gotta be honest, out of all the characters in the show, I would definitely say that Silvio, in my opinion, was the one that's like, I would have wanted more. Not that I'm like disappointed or underwhelmed with what I got. But I liked Silvio. But it almost felt like he was just that second, right hand man, loyal to a T. That's just what he felt like. And the couple times we did get a focus on him, I forget what episode. We got one in like season 2 or season 3 where there was a little bit, and then we got one at the beginning of this season. That was it. Silvio to me didn't. I'm sure you guys are going to hit me with like 23 million pieces of symbolism. They're like, well, actually, Silvio is symbolic of this or means that, or please, like, I'm asking you, please give me that. But it almost, not a plot device. I don't know how to describe it. And I don't want anyone to think I'm being negative. I'm just, out of all of the main characters, Silvio was the one that I would have wanted so much more, because you guys know, since the beginning of the show, how much I really liked him. So, but yeah, I liked him because, I don't know, he felt competent to me. Obviously, he was funny as hell. Like, again, when you're funny in the show, it doesn't really make you stand out because literally every single person is funny. But, I don't know, man. He's not wicked. He's not waking up. Man. That scene, too, with Patsy running away. Nobody's going for you, Patsy. Sit down. Stop running. Oh, dude. And all of this, like all this stuff that just happened, like the second half of that episode where like shit hit the fan. Melfi, that felt like the climax to Melfi, if that makes any sense. And I loved it. Melfi is 100% going to make my top 10. She's probably like 6 or 7 off the top of my head. I love her so much because, again, you know, the first, and you know, again, it's not a complaint, but you know, talking about Silvio and how I felt like Silvio could have been utilized a lot, not even utilized a lot more. I like Silvio so much. I would have wanted some personal focus on Silvio's life. We didn't get that. That's fine. We you know what I mean? We get so much other great stuff. I'm not complaining. There's no like negative points. It just could have been even better in my opinion. But with Melfi, obviously the brunt of her screen time is like heavily focused into the first 3 seasons, I would say. And you know, season 4 and onward, it's a lot less. Season 4 there was a lot. Season 5 and 6 there was definitely like barely any. The second half of season 6 really picked up in that regard. But again, I've said many times I don't have a problem with that because I felt like that just it fit the vibe of Tony. It really felt like nothing. Again, it didn't feel like it was going anywhere. If that makes any sense. As much as I would have liked it to, or as much as Melfi would have liked it to, or as much as Melfi kind of needed it to, it didn't. It felt like a chore for Tony at points, if that makes any sense. But you know, going into the first 3 seasons in the, you know, the classic like the will they won't they sort of, you know what I mean, the sexual relationship, the temptation, you know what I mean, like it's like a, you know, deal with the devil sort of thing, devil's tongue, devil's lips, the devil's words, what, like, you know what I mean, he could charm you, he could pull you in. I loved and respected Melfi so much for her decisions in that regard, you know what I mean, making a barrier, sticking to it, even if she wanted to, you know what I mean, like she obviously wanted to, and you could even say, again, as good as of a therapist she is, even if she was able to set that barrier up, maybe there still even was feelings. Maybe she still did want to, you know what I mean, dabble on that side, even at the end. But I feel like she put that, again, because it's a negative and a positive. I don't want anyone to mistake what I'm saying is like Melfi's the greatest human of all time and she did everything clear, conscious, perfect decisions. No, she should have dropped him earlier. Well, she should have never taken him. You know, in season 1, like we know that we know that she should have never done that, and we damn sure know she shouldn't have kept him. But I feel like it's almost like a I don't want to say it, like famous AMC show. You know what I mean? I don't want to give any specific spoilers. You know what I mean? But it feels very reminiscent of Melfi essentially being like, the entire time trying to justify her actions. No, I'm doing it for the good of the patient, the good of the patient, the good of the patient. And then realizing like, no, it was kind of for me. I kind of needed to. But saying all that, and then the reason I'm you know, building up to praise Melfi as a character, is, you know, she put that barrier up with the sexual relationship thing, you know, with the temptation, with all that. She tried to do her best, and I respect her so much for it. Again, did she falter keeping him on as a patient? Yes. Okay, but just because someone does a negative and a positive doesn't mean that the negative automatically like erases the positive. You can praise the positive while also looking at the negative. So, but in that same regard, I feel like, you know, last episode was the first time Melfi was really confronted with the negative aspect or the non-help aspect of her relationship with Tony. And you know, like any good human, okay, she almost shook it off the first time, disregarded it, and then heard it a second time. And another thing too, and I will say, one of the most underrated characters of the show, and again, you can say that for about 80 characters in this show, but I think that Elliot is such an underrated character in the show. I feel like Elliot cares so much about Melfi, and he's good at his job, and he knows that Melfi is great at her job, okay? But when you get into those situations, those relationships, those blinded judgments, you can't make the correct personal call or professional call. You can't do that. You just cannot do that. No matter how much you would think you want to, in the subconscious, it's tainted. I feel like Elliot saw that, saw how much this whole situation was hurting Melfi, and essentially forced her hand. You know what I mean? Trying to humiliate her a little bit, embarrass her, put her out there, just to get the point across that there is wrongdoing. And going to Melfi, I love and respect someone who can admit that they're wrong. who can do research into something that they either don't understand or they weren't keeping up with, or that directly goes against their point, or you know what I mean? Some people are wrong in life. Some people make wrong decisions, and it's the stupid people that don't correct themselves. I feel like Melfi was confronted with statistical information, with research to again, she probably had thoughts in her head that this isn't helping. Obviously, Elliot has been telling her the entire time that it isn't good for either of them, but finally, when confronted with just facts, studies, really had to make that final call. And she put her foot down. She was steadfast with it. She didn't back down. She didn't regret it or regret making the decision. And I absolutely love that. And again, that's probably, I would say that that's the last I'm going to see of her. I don't really see how she's going to make a return next episode. I mean, it could. I mean, I love Melfi, so I wouldn't complain at all. But I thought that was a fantastic setup. And again, I said in the middle of the episode, and I hope nobody took it as again, it's not me picking apart the show, or that was one of the best therapy scenes in the entire show, and one of the best in a long while. I really, and again, the long while part, it's because purposeful. Again, first of all, there was a lot less therapy scenes, but that's because again they started to feel almost repetitive. They start again. You saw how Melfi was talking at the end with the attitude, with the this. With Tony's reactions, you know what I mean? He's, oh, I've been here for 7 years and it's not doing jack shit. It's not doing anything. So, I really liked it. I thought that was amazing. Again, that episode felt like a send off for 3 major characters, and to be quite honest, that's what you expect from a final episode, or one of the final episodes of a show. That's what you expect from the penultimate episode, which again, that's going to make a top 10. That was absolutely incredible. I can't believe how good it was, because it's the second to last episode of one of the all-time greats. I'm not going to spoil you guys, but I have been looking real hard at my top 10 shows list, real hard, and it's such a tough conversation. I'm gonna talk it out with again. I'm just gonna warn you guys. Next episode in the next couple days for you YouTube watchers, it's gonna be like a therapy session. I'm gonna talk out my deepest desires or whatever, and we're gonna see where it ranks, because it's still good, man. Dude, Phil, I love Phil, man. Again, I want to repeat, nowhere near Ralphie or Richie level. You know what I mean? But he's so petty. He's smart. You know what I mean? He's smart. I wouldn't call it cowardly, because again, hiding it, I guess it technically is cowardly, but it's just more smart. You know what I mean? If he put a hit out, he's going to know that the other side is going to expect the hit and put another hit out on him. So I'm getting out of dodge. I absolutely love that. That's so good, man. Oh my god. I don't even know if I'm going to see him again. Again, so there's a couple different ways I can see this going. Again, Tony, he's dead. Tony's dead. Whether that's like a successful hit by Phil, whether that's a shootout, whether that's a shot in the back by Paulie or something, or whether it's a out of nowhere, which I'm kind of hoping. And I made predictions. Again, I made a lot of references to a scene in The Wire that I kind of get the vibe might happen. But I would not be surprised at all if it's a situation where there's peace talks between Tony and Phil. Everything's calmed down. There's nothing going on. Maybe even like a month time skip or something like that, and then pop randomly right in the back of the head or something like that. I would not be surprised at all. This episode, as I'm thinking about the episode, more stuff's popping into my mind. That scene with Tony and AJ. Tony and AJ? Yeah, Tony and AJ was phenomenal. One of the best Tony and AJ scenes of the entire show in a horrific manner. What a piece of shit, dude. What a terrible father. I don't need to tell you guys that. I know you guys know he's a terrible father. I know that I know he's a terrible father. He's been a terrible father since the beginning of the show. But that right there, again, he's been physically abusive with his kid before. But that scene might have been my favorite of him being an abusive father, if that makes any sense. Him dragging AJ around, again, breaking everything in his room, essentially. To me, that felt like him, or symbolic of him ripping the house down. You know what I mean? Tearing the comfort and everything, the image. Again, because that is what this entire show is from the perspective of AJ. Not only is his perspective on the world shifting, but the main thing, and well, you can argue his father is the world to him. Especially when you're a child, your parents are the world. And to see that perspective be absolutely shattered and spat on and pissed on, you know what I mean? That right there, you know what I mean? That scene was horrific. Okay, and again, that's why I love this. That's why I love the show so much, because you think about last episode, and I repeat, and I have no regrets about feeling this way. But seeing a father pull his a kid who's just attempted suicide out of the water and holding him in his arms, that made me want to tear up. You know what I mean? And then essentially 1 hour of screen time later, that happens. Where, oh my god, that was such a good scene, man. That was such a good scene. I kind of also feel like that was the last Artie scene too, last Artie and Charmaine, which, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna praise it as much as these last couple of seasons I've been talking about, but you know, what are you gonna do? I don't know what to say. I feel like I've talked a lot about Artie throughout the show, and especially I talked about him the last focal episode we got of him. So that really to me just felt like he's back. Fun little scene. I do think that the next episode is an hour long, so a little longer than the normal episode. But I'm hyped for it. But oh man, that was a top 10 episode. That was a top 10 episode. Definitely, like as good as 18 was, as good as 19 was. That right there is my favorite of the second half of the season. And I'm gonna be honest. Honest. Again, there were so many good Vito episodes in it, and again, I've only watched the show one time, so I'm not really good with episode like titles or episode numbers, if that makes sense. That's more of like a second watch thing where I get that really down. Like for some shows, you know what I mean? Like I feel like Breaking Bad or Attack on Titan, Death Note. You know what I mean? If you were to just ask me, what's season 2 episode 10 of Breaking Bad, I would know it. What's season 3 episode 2 of Attack on Titan, I would know. What's episode 25 of Death Note, I would know it. I would know the title. I would know what happens in the episode. Sopranos and any show in general, when you watch it for one time, and especially with how many episodes there are, they do blend together in terms of, not as in like my remembrance of what happened, but just like off the cuff, like what happened in this episode. I don't know. I can tell you what storylines were going on then, but all that to be said, I think that was my favorite episode of the season. As much as I loved all those Vito episodes, and I'm saying Vito episodes because he was such a focal point of like 6 or 7 episodes of the first half of the season. Like he was like arguably the main character. And then the first couple episodes of season 6 were amazing with the hallucination, purgatory stuff. But I think that was my favorite episode of the season. That was spectacular. Wow. Something I do want to say too, and I'm just thinking back to my episode 18 because I did film that a couple days ago. I don't know how much I talked about Chris in that episode, but I just, again, this is like coming out like a week after that episode. I just want to make this very apparent. I will talk about Chris a great deal in the next episode, or after the next episode. I'm going to talk about pretty much every character. And yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to talk about them each for 10 minutes, but you know what I mean? I'll give like a quick 2-minute, rundown of Bobby, or a quick 3-minute summary of Junior and my feelings about him or whatever. I'll pretty much do that with all the main characters. So I do just want to put that out there. In case people were a little upset with how little, I don't think... I could have even talked about Chris for like 20 minutes, like his character and his end. But I like went to sleep the next day, and I woke up and I was like, did I talk about Chris a sufficient amount? I don't know if I did. But I will speak about him again. But man, that was an amazing episode. It really was. Man, the downfall is, again, the train is off the tracks. It's over. It's like shining a light on a bunch of rats in a dark room. Like we're scurrying. It's over. And it's one of those things. Like again, I never cared about Tony. You know what I mean? I've said since the beginning of the show, he's a absolute awful human being, and I don't care about him on a personal level. But I did care about his family, or I do care about his family. But even that, like, I'm not saying I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna say this, like, if I saw Carmela get shot in the face, I wouldn't cry. No offense. No, you guys know how much I love Carmela. She's a top 5 character in the show and is going to make my top 100 characters list. I love Carmela. But I would not cry over her. Meadow and AJ, I'd be really sad. I wouldn't cry over them. You know what I mean? So, I just, when it comes to Tony, with what he's done the entire show, but again, specifically what he's done these last couple episodes, I don't feel any sympathy. I want to see him die. I know he's dead. But I want to see him die. You know what I mean? So, man. Oh, that was so good. One more episode left, guys. I've been watching this with you for, again, on my channel. Well, this is going to air. I've probably been watching this for like 16 months with you guys on the channel. I didn't want it to be this long. If it was up to me, I would have had 2 episodes a week since the very beginning. And we would have rushed through it, if that makes any sense. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out like that. But I think that I'm not going to complain about that at all, because shows like The Sopranos, shows that are so rich and so detailed and have so many good characters, shows like that, I don't want to binge them. You know what I mean? And look, binging sometimes is like a natural reaction. Like, I'll be honest, Mr. Robot. I started Mr. Robot a long time after I started The Sopranos, but I finished Mr. Robot before I finished The Sopranos, because Mr. Robot ended up being one of my top 4 shows of all time. And there were a couple stretches of the show where I couldn't put it down. I'm not saying that The Sopranos isn't good enough to not put down, but I'm saying that because of the way the schedule worked, I had to put it down a lot. I had to wait like a week or 2 weeks in between episodes, and I feel like, not that it benefited me as like my understanding of the show, but it just, I feel like my discussions and my understanding and my again, I'm not saying I picked apart every piece of symbolism or every piece of foreshadowing. I picked up on 0.2% of it, but I feel like it did me a lot of justice to wait so long. So, I don't want to end it, man. It's another thing too. Obviously, I'm filming this before I release the poll to replace The Sopranos and Mr. Robot. That probably, by the time this video comes out, that probably came out like maybe 3 months ago or something like that. So I'm excited too to, you know, what shows. By the time this airs, I might even already be finished that show that goes on to replace The Sopranos. That's how, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to be Mad Men or Boardwalk Empire or anything like that. I got a lot of options on the poll, so I am frankly very hyped to find out, because, wow. I've got the finale to arguably the greatest show of all time left, and the greatest sequel movie in the... No, I can't even say it with a straight face. I can't wait to watch it. I know how bad it is. I know how much you guys hate it, but you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, right? Just my humble opinion, and then it's not even an opinion. It's like a involuntary reaction. If I start something, I need to finish it. So if I watch a show that has a companion movie, I need to watch the movie. If I were to start the MCU, I would need to watch every single little movie, show, whatever about the MCU. So I gotta watch it. I gotta force myself to watch it. But man, I think that's gonna be it. Again, I could probably talk for like another 20 minutes really picking apart the episode, but I feel like I'm gonna have such a long discussion next episode that it's just gonna pale in comparison. You know what I mean? Like, any big detail of this episode that I would need to carry over into another discussion, I will make sure it finds time next episode. So I think that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys in a couple days for the show finale. The finale of The Sopranos, Season 6, Episode 21. I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one. If you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I've got the full-length reactions on Patreon to the entire show. It's $10 a month. Check it out if you're interested. Finally, and most importantly, if you enjoy my content and you have been along with the ride of The Sopranos, the train ride of The Sopranos with me for this entire journey, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. If you're not subscribed by now, why not, man? It takes 1 second. You don't even have to turn the notifications on. I don't want to annoy you throughout the day. Just subscribe, please. But like I said, I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one.